Yo, what's good, It's your boy Chad O. You're watching Two Bros Podcast on 13 Ghost TV. Remember, like, comment, subscribe, and share.
Ah, thank you.
So far, sir. Slurp, burp. Quench thirst.
You ever had like a glass of water when like you are absolutely fucking parched?
Yes.
It's one of those things where just
Hope this doesn't end.
yeah, it's like
You're like, don't stop now.
You can hear it. You can hear it like going down in your stomach.
Yeah.
You hear
My
it
daughter
filling.
has some weird intestinal system that she can squish around waters and liquids and stuff, and on demand, like she can.
Really?
Yeah, it sounds so weird, and it sounds disgusting. So every time she goes to the doctor, they're like, "What the fuck is?" Like she's got some sort of, but she's fine. I mean, they took tests and did all kinds of stuff and said, "Hey, there's nothing wrong with you, but it's weird. You know, just weird. You're just weird. Part of my DNA."
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That does sound like
She's got a really squishy, funny stomach. It's super funny, and it's
just maybe it's like closer to the skin or something like that. Or
don't know. She also has a her tongue is, the string underneath the thing connecting it is to the tip of her tongue.
Oh, that's very common actually.
So she can't stick her tongue out. She
Very
has no tip of the tongue. It's blunt. It's
That's
just
it's very common. They find it in young kids, and it prevents when they're babies. It prevents them from suckling, and so they'll
yes
go in and they'll clip it and stuff like that.
If we'd have done it at birth, would have been no problem.
Right.
If we'd have done it later, they said she'd have a down heavy tongue, and by that time it was too late. Like we didn't notice it until like way later.
And it didn't affect anything, probably. I'm assuming, right? Or,
No. Well, we didn't breastfeed.
Okay.
See, that's when you would have found out.
Right.
In the young when you
kid
keep
has
breastfeeding.
trouble suckling and stuff like that and whatnot.
Yeah,
So.
Indeed. Yeah. No suckers here at Two Bros Podcast. Here. Two Bros Podcast, episode 85. If you've been living under a rock, hiding behind a tree, or stuck in between two parked cars, you may not know about Two Bros Podcast, but I'm here to let you know. 85 episodes later. Ever did that? Ever get between two cars and either take a piss or
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Indeed.
that's part of urban living.
Yes. That's
part
great
of
place. Funny how you think you're in hiding, but people see you. Like
yeah, all the time. Yeah, like you're
like, oh, okay, no.
Yeah. People just like make a choice, like not
to look.
It's not an uncommon thing to see. See somebody pissing on it.
Weird.
I've always wondered, there's something about like pissing on your own car
that makes it okay.
It's like if you,
I've done that
you just
and thought it was clearly okay.
It doesn't matter that you're outside in public taking a piss. But wait, no, it's all right. I'm pissing on my own tires. It's okay.
I'd clearly be mad if you pissed on my tire.
Right, exactly.
If someone else peed on my
If
tire.
somebody else pisses on you, you chase them away.
Holy shit! I didn't think of that. That is,
or if you're pissing on somebody else's, you're like looking around, making sure nobody. But if you're pissing on your own shit, you're like,
it's just a fucking tire.
whatever. It's my stuff.
Yeah.
I got a long ride ahead of me. I don't feel like.
Yeah. Well, it guarantees direction, right? You pee on the tire, it's like, boom, it goes down, and it's very directional. It just gives you the right angle. Wow, I thought I was the only one who pissed on the tire.
It's like your own shit. It's like your own.
Yeah.
It's like mine.
Oh.
So what difference does it make if I piss on my tire? It's mine.
Until it backlashes you and comes back at you and
Well, hopefully you
close your window.
not doing that.
Yeah.
Like you're not pissing outside. You're not pissing out your moving car.
Yeah. Mud flaps. What was that? There was a movie where the guy said, "Mud flaps. You really gonna give me a ticket for mud flaps?" It was something.
I can't remember. It sounds familiar.
Oh shit! What the fuck was that? Oh man. Anyway, how are you, sir?
I'm doing all right.
Wow, weeks are going like days.
I know it's December.
It's December.
2019's done.
Damn it.
2019. The shit you were supposed to do in 2019 that you put off because you got busy in 2018 and it was some stuff that you said, man, 2017, I got to get this shit done.
Yeah.
You can't do it anymore now.
No.
2020. 2020.
Yeah, 2020. My. We thought flying cars. Buck Rogers, Twiggy.
We thought some of that stuff would be here.
Yeah, we're close.
We're close. We got talking watches.
Yeah. You know? No, sure, for sure. I mean, we have tons of gadgets. I mean, the tech is out of this world that is available and affordable to people. Mm-hmm. And when you step back and look at it, you go, wow, we can do that. Like, that's, and I'm also seeing that people, the smarter, like we always say this before, the smarter the phone, the dumber the user.
Person, yeah.
The dumber the user. They're making things so intuitive that you don't think anymore and you don't question it. It's just supposed to work. And I guess the moment where you go, why won't it fucking work, is where you go, it's fucked up.
Well, that's the innovator. The innovator is asking, why does this not work, or how is this working?
Yeah.
On the user end, it's supposed to work, and if it doesn't, it's like a problem.
Well, you ever look at like a Swiss watch, or like a Big Ben clock, like a clock, or
all
what
those little mechanisms.
Fuck, there's no way you can. There's a lot of shit going on in there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of.
Yeah.
And it doesn't, like, even some clocks that are wind up, that don't run on power,
right? That
run on wind, and to be correct, it's 12:30. Oh, wow, that's amazing to me. That's pretty fucking amazing for a human being to make a clock or a watch, and here we thinking we're not special. You got to be damn special to. You got to be special to do that. That's very impressive. I mean, I don't know how to do it, but
it separates us from it.
Yeah,
from the pack. Monkeys can't do that.
No. Although oddly enough, you mentioned that. I watched Monkey Shine last night.
Monkey Shine.
Remember Monkey Shine?
No.
Okay. Monkey Shine is about a Olympic runner. I forgot his name in the movie, whatever, Daniel or something. Used to pack. He had a beautiful girl. He was a Harvard grad. He was going to school. He was going to be like a big doctor. He was in the Olympics and all this other stuff. And every morning in the scene, they show him putting on his gear. He put leg weights on.
Okay.
Put 4 bricks in his backpack, and every day he'd add more. And he's running. He's in fit. He's hello to everyone on the street. Hi. And high-fiving everyone. And all of a sudden, a dog comes out of the yard. He dips to the left. Boom! Gets hit by a truck.
Okay.
Beep, beep, beep. Wakes up in the hospital. Stanley Tucci, actor.
Okay.
Is in it. Stanley Tucci's in it. He's the doctor. He operates on him and, dude, sorry, you're paralyzed. You're quadriplegic. Nothing we could do. Here's a wheelchair, and you'll be home in a couple. Best of luck to you. His best friend, is a scientist at a lab who's experimenting with stem cell. This is done in 1988, by the way.
Okay.
Stem cell.
Okay.
So he's stem celling and injecting monkeys with brain tissues, cadavers, and taking parts of humans and chopping it up and mixing it up and injecting them with things to get them to have more, I guess, empathy, human responses to emotion and sorry, happy.
So monkeys have human responses.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Which seems to be the theme. My wife is sitting there like, this is so horrible. Like, she's like, this. It's 88. You got to go back. You got to take your head out of the future, and go back. Mind you, all the stuff in this show. This kid comes home. His girlfriend is bouncing. She's out.
Right.
She winds up dating the doctor that did his surgery.
Ooh. She couldn't stray farther from the fucking net than that. Just
come to find out, the doctor fucking did a little slip of the wrist in the surgery and severed his joint. He would have made it, but he was checking his girl all the time.
For a broad. For a fucking broad.
Fucking Stanley Tucci, man. He fucking did it. He snipped his fucking spine and was like, okay, I get the girl. And took her up to the cabin in the woods.
He had the girl anyway.
He had her anyway. It was a side piece. He was fucking around with her.
Oh, man.
1988. Great. It's a good movie. It's a good when you go back and you can take yourself out of the need to have future shit. You know what I'm saying? And just have a regular kind of goofy story.
Yeah, but it's kind of fucked up that all this thing about technology and stuff, oh, what's possible, it's all mitigated for some bitch. A piece of ass.
That's where I'm going with it. That's where I'm going with it. Like, all of this for a piece of ass that you can have anyway.
Yeah, right. That was apparently yours.
You didn't
have. As soon as he couldn't walk, that was your pussy.
He clearly didn't have to make the guy a quad.
Right.
And they said his paralysis was only temporary.
Okay.
Went to a second doctor, and the doctor was like, "This was the trauma part. Mm-hmm. This spine up here. This shit that happened down here is a clean cut." Yeah. The guy was like, "Yo, your cord is severed, clean. Like that didn't happen in the accident." And he, when he said who did his surgery, he was like, "Oh, that pompous fucker. I went to school with him, and blah blah." You know, they knew each other.
Find out some history.
Well, the bigger side of the story is the monkey, the cousin, the friend, his best friend. They, beer buddies. Mm-hmm. He drives a beat up Nova. He's a fucking shitty doctor. I mean, he's just like a fucking try this, smoke cigarettes and drinks beers while he's doing lab work. Who the fuck does that? But he then brings this monkey to a farm that this lady was doing a study for monkeys and trying to make them helpful and pick shit up for you. You need things and bring it to you and turn off the lights. Yeah, service monkeys. Yes. And he says, "Well, why don't you use mine?" The lady says, "We're out of monkeys. We have no more monkeys. They're all in use." Which is, I'm abbreviating it.
I understand, but that sounds hilarious. Yeah, we're all out of monkeys.
We're all out of monkeys. He says, "Well, I'll bring my own." And she was like, "I don't think it works that way. You can't. I have to train him for years and stuff." He says, "No, this guy's a smart learner. He's quick. Trust me, you'll love him." Mm-hmm. And she says, "Well, it has to be female." It's a female. Turns out this monkey was a great candidate, and she said, "Oh, this is great. This guy is more advanced than even mine. Oh, look at him. He's doing all kinds of stuff." So, long story short, the monkey comes and hugs the guy, gives him, and he's just like so heartfelt, and he's already lost his girl. He's like, he's getting a soft spot, and he's like, she really likes me, and I like her, and he's starting to grow attached to it, and she's like he's working doing his paper with his, he's got the joystick, and he's got like an Alexa type system. Number 5, and the lights go off in the kitchen. Oh, open door 7. All this shit is what we have now.
Yeah,
we have all of this now. So to speak of the technology 2020, it's here.
It's here.
Unfortunately, this guy gets too crazy in the event. He gets greedy with the maybe he can solve problems. Maybe he can do this. And he keeps injecting him, and the monkey's like, "Stop it!" Like, stop. And then the monkey gets to the point where he goes, "Wait, I need more." And he's like a fiend now. He's like, "Oh, you're juicing. You like it now? Yeah." And he's like, "Give me another one." And now the monkeys. So every time this guy gets mad at his girlfriend with the doctor, after he learns that he might have been snipped, he calls him up and finds out that the girl answers the phone and they're at the cabin house or whatever, and he's like, "I know that fucking number," and the monkey calls, and he has a phone system that has cards, so you can tell him, "Call Lisa." Pick up the card, you stick it in and press the button. Very futuristic, you know, as like, wow, being from 1980, I think 85, something like that, the movie was made. And the monkey goes and kills the fucking couple. He kills pushes the mother down the steps. The maid kills the bird. The maid kills
everybody.
Fucking going crazy. Monkey goes nuts. So funny you say that, but it was just weird. It was just very interesting to see an old movie with the future. Like remember, like back, like Battlestar Galactica.
Right.
All these shows that portrayed the future.
Of what the future's gonna be. Right.
Really weird.
Right. Yeah, we got some of that shit.
But it also, I imagine the future having much more buttons.
More buttons?
Yeah, there's a button for every fucking thing. You go to like a space panel, like you look at the spaceship of, like the Millennium Falcon. No fucking way could he flick every switch.
I wonder if somebody ever like looked at those movies and said, "Okay, wait a minute, you're trying to do this,
right?"
And you click that,
right?
But when you went back to try to do the same shit,
you just
clicked something else.
Yeah, You went in hyperdrive and just click
if
something.
somebody was really, I'm sure there's somebody who's that like that.
I'm sure there's a buff like that.
Click, oh, but you want to do the same thing, and then you went this.
Well, like planes, like real planes,
Mm-hmm.
pilots today, they got it easy. They just do the training and stuff, and they just click like go, like one button, strap in, and they watch gauges all day. Their job is just watching gauges and making sure. But it's pretty much autopilot. You know, the landing is theirs. Mm-hmm. I saw like a not from the movie with Tom Hanks, but a real simulator testing for a federal regulation testing thing. It was on TV. I mean, but the pilot was like, these things are so smart that it's kind of fail proof. The training is what you need to have to understand the difference in altitudes, the human reaction to pressure and all that other stuff, which was pretty weird. But
so maybe we're getting ready to have self-driving planes, self-flying planes.
I'm not ready for that. Who's the passenger? Like, at what point do you say, yeah, I'll do this? Well,
it's going to take a lot of people. It's going to take
takes a culture.
It's going to take a culture.
Takes a culture of people to.
It's actually probably going to take people to be fooled. Like,
yes.
You're going to have to get on a plane and go and hey, this is okay. Well, your last 6 flights have been pilotless.
Right. Yeah, I think that would happen. Like if you told me, yeah, that Amtrak there's no pilot. It was all done by a computer. I would be like, wow.
Yeah.
Oh shit, I made it.
Then you'd be convinced.
Yeah. I'm still not convinced of like a plane. Like, I mean, it's a lot of fucking. Like, I fly a lot. Mm-hmm. You fly. You travel. We fly a lot. I mean, people. We live here and we see them go.
Yes.
If there's some point where you have a reality check and you go, that's not possible. Like, that's hard. Like, what? It's possible because we see it.
Yes.
But at some point, it's like when you looked at the Wright brothers trying with paper maches and trying to do this to then 747. Like,
yes.
It seemed to me that it happened overnight. Like it was this trial, and then it was the propeller plane, and then it was fighter plane. Yeah. Like it was like, whoa, how do we just super advanced?
It's brilliant. It's beautiful.
It's beautiful. Again, the human, we are fantastic beings.
We make great shit.
We make great shit.
And we need to stop bitching about a lot of things all the time.
Yeah.
Remember that? You hear that? Remember that Louis C.K. bit when he was?
Which one?
But people bitching about being on the tarmac. This is we were delayed for 30 minutes.
Yeah. Yes.
Ruined my flight.
Oh my god.
And he says, "Oh really? What happened after that? You went to Los Angeles from New York in 4.5 hours.
Right.
You flew through the sky.
Amazing.
Like a bird. He said you did that 100 years ago. You'd have to walk. It would take you a couple years, and the people who you left with were not going to be the same people. You'd have to,
very true
you'd
indeed.
Have to eat one to fucking survive on the way over.
Yeah, I think we just need to slow down a little bit. We need to calm down and stop hyper accentuating life.
I read a book by Steven Pinker. It's called Enlightenment Now.
Oh, I like that name, Steven Pinker.
One of the more profound things that he says in that book, he says that when you make progress, if it's effective progress, it sort of erases its own tracks. It becomes so efficient that you kind of forget what it took to get you there.
Ooh.
And so there's this perception that it's what's supposed to happen.
Yeah.
And so if it doesn't work, to perfection, you're bitching and moaning and complaining. I remember you told the story about the microwave.
Yeah.
Like there was an issue with the microwave and you couldn't use the microwave
Armageddon.
for a couple days. No!
Armageddon. Oven!
And you
heat it up.
Right.
What the?
And you forget that, wait a minute, like 30 years ago, this wasn't a thing, so you had to heat your shit up.
Wow, my. I think, time, the luxury of time is the one that we all cherish, and this idea or notion that time is running out is catches us. So we think we have to do it faster so we get more done. Oh, in this movie Monkey Shine, the guy's he's taking these injections himself so he doesn't sleep. So this is how fucked up he is, and he's smoking and he's drinking coffee and drinks old coffee, finds it, go not that bad, one of those kind of guys. But he said something and it was very cool. Well, I get what he's saying. He says, well, for every 24 hours I don't sleep, that's one more full day I have ahead of everyone else. So technically, I'll be 60. I've lived 60 years life of time as opposed to when I'm 40. In his own words. Equation wise, I don't know how. Right. You'd have to take a ruler and do it.
But you're also
shortening your life.
You're also right. You're also not counting how much you're shortening your life because you're up all the fucking time. So you're actually shortening. You're actually shortening your life.
Well, as most entrepreneurs and go-getters all say, we have the same 24. Yeah. What you do with it?
Same 24 hours.
Same 24 hours. Yeah.
Don't be hating on the guy that gets up at 4 o'clock.
No. But yeah, indeed. So, you do anything fun this week? During? I was gonna call you Friday. I was in the city Friday.
Oh, were you?
Yeah, I was. But then I had these fucking meetings. These 6-hour meetings is just like I'm done with.
You're done with the 6-hour meetings.
I can't do it. It's like, what the fuck are we talking about?
No,
and then everyone's like, okay, what do we do now? We go drink because I'm fucked. Like I don't know what we talked about.
I came home. I came home early. My wife's had a jacked up back for the last few days. She's better now, a little bit better now, but she's got a herniated disc.
Oh, okay.
And it kind of like flared up on her. And she was like in bad shape for the last few days. Like couldn't, had trouble walking and stuff like that. Yesterday was like the first day in which she finally got up to walk and it's like the worst thing you can do for yourself when you're like that is to like sit down and lay down.
Yeah.
And to not be...
No, you got to warm it up and stretch it out.
Yeah, even though it is uncomfortable and whatnot, you still got to get some movement in. And yesterday was like the first day she was able to do that.
Oh, okay. So, all right. Well, I hope she feels better.
Be on the mend, yeah.
A little turmeric tea.
And it's just one of those things where, like, you don't realize how, like, certain parts of your body are connected to one another until shit doesn't work.
Oh.
And then...
This is me with these knees. I mean...
And then you realize, I use this fucking thing all... You ever like, hurt your thumb? You ever like jack up your thumb and sprain your thumb?
Yeah, or have a splinter in it or something.
Something that makes it like it hurts. Like it
forget it.
And then all of a sudden you realize how much you fucking use your hands for stuff. And because then it hurts all the time.
Everything hurts. Then you touch it. Like, God damn it.
Yeah.
Can't stick my finger up my ass anymore. Fuck. There goes that fun.
Sticking your thumb up.
It's one of same thing as like
fitness gym.
I've not realized how much of a magician I am, and I said that to my wife the other day. She was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
Magician?
Yeah, because somehow I can magically untie my shoes at will, just walking.
Oh yeah, I'm that way too.
What the hell is going on? It's like at the worst fucking time, my shoe decides to untie. How is this possible? It's like
tied you.
Fucking David Blaine's shoelaces. Insane. It's just walking down the step at Penn Station. I was like, fuck, I'm gonna miss the glass.
Exactly.
I'm about to I'm about to fall. I'm going down. I just swore I was gonna go down. I was like, fuck.
I'm so scared to death of falling now. I don't know why. There's something about like slipping and falling that like I'm just so fucking as I'm going down the steps I'm like paying so much attention.
Yeah.
When before you would just and just get down. Yeah. Now I'm like, no, don't do. Maybe it's because of that fucking movie. Maybe it was because seeing that.
He fucking bust every broke like 84.
Oh!
He called his mother on the way down. Mama!
I'm like, holy shit! When you fall, that happens.
Oh.
Fuck, I don't want to do that.
Oh, he just cracked every fucking tibia, fibia, and whatever. He just broke it down. But you know why? Because the recovery time is not as good at this age. You just don't recover like you used to. Before you could just fuck.
Yeah.
You fall and you kind of get up quick thing. Yeah, you guys.
I was supposed to do that.
Like I've missed that step and tripped and oh shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I always say safe.
Safe.
It's all safe.
As a baseball guy would.
I had a friend, guy I work with this Friday, broke his ankle.
Wow.
Crossing the street.
Wow.
So he was just walking across the street. He tried to get up there a little bit faster, twisted his ankle. Like stepped in a pothole or something like that. Twisted his ankle and he was just hobbling across the street. He says, I'm going to go to the urgent care and checked out. And
your shit's broke.
And he went to get an x-ray and they said, no, this is broke.
Damn. I had a friend also, Karen Mandia, she broke her foot on a pencil.
On a pencil.
Stepped on a pencil, it rolled, and it just She just snapped and broke. Like, it was in the weirdest fucking place. She said it was just between a rock and a hard place. She stepped on a number 2 pencil, a yellow pencil that just caught wheels. It just.
Are there other pencils?
Yes,
number
2, 4. Yes,
really?
Yes, the graphite is the weight of the graphite.
I've never seen them.
A number 1 is super fine.
I mean, I've seen the mechanical ones.
Yeah, so those are mostly the numeral ones.
Right.
But the wood pen.
I've never seen like a wooden number 4 pencil.
I have. Oh, there was a brown little bag there. There was number 4s there, which is
number 4s. Okay.
We use them in the hotel because they're like drafting pencils, but they're big sketchers, and we write shit on them like for guests and stuff. Like, it's a gift. It's more gifty than it is.
I can't. Maybe I've seen it. I just can't.
Yeah, it's not popular. Number 2. Number 2 pencil. You need a number 2 pencil. What happened to number 1?
Yeah. Why did number
I don't know.
Did number 1 piss somebody off and then say,
too fine?
We're just not going to use you anymore because you're full of shit.
Yeah, well,
number
like spaghettis.
2 always comes and brings that shit right. You've been fucking up, number 1.
Yeah.
So sorry.
You're
out the loop.
I thought number 1 was the best. Sorry, buddy.
No, you're just first.
Now when it comes to pencils.
You're just first, and then we fixed it, and then we created number 2.
Spaghettis have those numbers too, like number 8 spaghetti, number 6.
Oh yeah,
different numbers.
Names and stuff like
yeah,
that. I can't do the thin spaghetti, like the angel hair.
I don't like that.
It's like
that glass stuff. That I don't like.
It gets in it's in the way.
It's like pubic hair.
Oh my god! I never thought of it like that. Oh no, I would never have fucking angel hair pasta now.
I hate angel hair pasta. I can't stand it.
I don't like it either.
It's.
I need the thick, dense.
It's more of a condiment to me. Like I like it when it's like
in a soup.
And
like
when it's used as the background, like you take angel hair and kale and make a bed and then put presentation on it. It looks nice, not to eat. Not one of those things to eat.
So look,
oh,
look, here's your pubic hair. Oh, see, now you just fucking
up
everybody else, man.
Indeed.
Your balls.
Oh my gosh.
Your stringy balls. I have found since we're talking about pubic hair.
Ooh.
I think I now have more
hair.
gray hairs on my balls than dark hair.
What a discovery!
And I can count them.
You pluck them?
I pull them.
Yeah.
And they feel different. They just
like more coarse or less.
They're more coarse.
Oh, okay.
And they're attached to a different nerve, and they just feel different. And I don't know how we get in this. I guess I just kind of went there because I'm basically saying that I'm like handling myself when I'm in the fucking bathroom.
You used to pull your hair a lot. You used to pluck your face a lot when we were kids.
Yeah.
Ma used to have us pluck her gray hair.
Yeah, she said it felt cool.
Yeah, and it's funny because she'd always be like, "Get the root." You get the little white tip at the end.
Tip at the end.
And it became a thing, and I used to pluck my hair out to clear my nose.
Mm-hmm.
You find one and you just pull it, and your nose opens up. It's like, wow, which people thought I was crazy. And I'm like, no, it's real. Try it. Yeah, you get a good one. Your nose opens up. I can breathe now. Like we said, when Miles bumped his head, put some spit on it.
Yeah,
seemed to work back in the days. Seemed to work back then.
I guess when you if you're young and somebody older says something, you kind of, it's bullshit.
Yeah.
But you go through this phase of like, well, I guess they would know.
Yeah,
even though it is bullshit.
Yeah, you almost got to give the elder right of credit, you know, a little bit. But now you look at them as a statue and go, wait, you're homeless. And while that may sound like great advice, how's that working out for you? I'm not sure if it works. I'm not sure it would be good advice.
So, yeah, you're homeless.
Yeah.
I don't. No.
Well, that's what these young kids have a problem with. They have a problem with don't go in the street, don't hustle, don't sell drugs, don't be out in the street. Nothing good happens after 2 a.m. Nothing is. And here you are, can't make bills. You can't, you have a simple life. You don't have what the neighbors have. You don't have Mercedes and the things that. And they go, somehow I don't think this is the life I want. If that's the remedy for it.
Remedy for it, yeah.
If that's how you get to this, I just don't want to live.
And you're miserable.
Yeah. You come home, lunch pail down, you and mom fight all the time. Dinner's not hot enough, colder. Who the fuck wants that?
Right.
If that's the working, remember the old Bronx Tale, the worker man.
I love that. I love that. But it was two
paradox, like
right, a paradox of two different lives.
Yeah.
You know, like which life do you want?
Yeah.
You know,
you want the microwave life or
yeah.
the slow cooked meal?
Yeah. But there's truth to that. I love that monologue.
Yeah.
That Robert De Niro monologue. Says, no, try getting up and working every day.
Yeah.
That's the tough guy.
That's the tough guy.
That's the tough guy. The guy that gets up every day. That's the working man. No, the working man's a sucker.
The working man's a sucker. Well, look what happened to the kid, the Cologito kid, the guy who played him.
Yeah.
Fucking life spun out of control.
Oh my God.
That guy was a train wreck.
Jesus Christ.
That guy was like, fuck this. I am the movie.
Yeah. He said, no,
you were acting, buddy.
You're getting the next movie.
Yeah.
That's what the goal is. Get the next one.
Fucked himself.
Yeah, he's in jail now.
Yeah, I think so.
Still in jail?
I think so. The funny thing is I don't know his real name. I just know Cologito.
I know. You just know him from
the one role. Robert De Niro, speaking of RD, The Irishman.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen?
No, I've not.
Oh, fuck.
Everybody I know seen it. I take it that you've seen it.
Oh.
They said it's long as fuck, but they say it's great.
I watched it twice already.
They say it's great.
I watched it twice. 3.5 hours long.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. A must be situated type of thing. You can't have things to do. Get up, gotta go.
Right.
Check on food.
Right.
You can't do it.
Everything should be done.
Everything should be
It should
done.
be done.
This is done. Everybody's done.
Everybody's done. Put the kids to bed.
And you've had a nap earlier in the day,
Okay.
and you watch it at about 10 o'clock at night.
So this isn't a. What am I gonna do?
This ain't a
Let
go.
me see if I can.
No,
no, don't do that. Okay.
No, because you
gotta
go to
prep
sleep
for this.
You gotta do a few push-ups for this, because you'll miss some things. But my, him and Al Pacino,
De Niro and Pacino,
and at their best.
Yeah.
This is Scorsese at its best.
Mm.
I mean, if I was not a Scorsese fan before, I am now, because what he did with this is just fantastic. These guys are class act pro actors. The aging in it was good.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it solved the age-old mystery of Mr. Jimmy Hoffa.
Right.
But it did for the movie.
Right.
But I don't know how true it is, and I'm telling everybody it's a movie. Like stop trying to make it life. Stop trying to make it say, oh, now we know where he's. You still don't know because you were only told by a movie.
Right.
So it's still a mystery because you don't have a body. You don't have a body. Parts and pieces.
It's all speculation.
Wonderful piece.
But those guys don't exist anymore, man. Those just like classic movie dudes.
Yeah.
Like those classic actors.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
how many of them are left, man?
Yeah.
There's De Niro, there's Pacino, there's Denzel, there's.
You know who else was in that movie? That what's the guy? Raymond. Everybody loves Raymond.
Ray Romano.
Oh, he was great.
Ray Romano's he's a good actor.
Fucking great. Out of character. You couldn't even tell it was him. Mm-hmm. Like they did a lot of prosthetic, like facial and makeup and stuff like that. It was really very classy picture, very well put together. The time jumps around a little bit where it gets to the point where, like, how could that happen if he's supposed to be here and then there? A little time jump. Not Pulp Fiction-y way, but a time jump in sequencing kind of messes you up a little bit. And it even you could tell De Niro's like this. He's like, he's fucked up, because of what he's got to do in a short amount of time.
This movie's been talked about for a long fucking time. It was done like 3 years ago, wasn't it?
Was it?
I think so. I mean, I remember hearing about this movie like 2 years ago.
I don't know.
3 years ago.
I don't know, because I saw something recently where they showed some streets in New York that were like redone over, and they made them look like the old meatball stores and all the places. And it was not that long ago where this write-up happened, where they did a lot of decorating.
The write-up or the actual...
No, the theatrical, the scene, the filming of it. They were showing like places in Manhattan, 26th Street and 30th and 54th, where they recreated the street, filmed it, hung meat outside and like, you don't do that no more, like hang meat outside and shit like that. And they were just showing how they recreated Manhattan, from a different time, which I thought was pretty interesting. But I don't remember it being that long ago. Maybe these were like B-roll scenes, or maybe they were...
yeah, and it could be just that they were just like been talking about the movie for.
Man, what a great movie.
Okay,
great movie. Speaking of movies,
now it came out in the theaters and it's now on Netflix.
Yes,
right?
so they did a
theatrical
release, limited theaters,
and then
dropped it on Netflix super quick. So what a treat if you're a Netflix subscriber and it's awesome. It's Goodfella vein, you know.
Is Joe Pesci in it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, him and Joe. It's those three. It's Pacino, Pesci, and De Niro.
Okay.
And boy, do they fucking go at it. I mean, it is a great mafia film. You know.
We love.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the end. I will say this part of the end, which it's not a spoiler, but like the feds come to him. He's old. He's telling he's self-telling the story. De Niro is. He's telling him as the Irishman, which is. This story of this guy, Frank, whatever his name was, the guy that ran the union, you know.
Okay.
And he's in his elder stupor and his bald head, big eyes, and the feds are like, "Come on, man, you know, can you tell us, you know, give us this what happened, you know?" He's like, he's gonna die any day now, and they're like, "You're gonna take this to your grave with you?" And he was like, "I was advised by my attorney or this and that." He tells the same line, and they was like, "Your attorney, he's dead. Your friends dead. Everyone's dead. You're the last guy left, man. But you know who's not dead? His family. Can you let his family get some closure? Can you tell us something so that the family? He has kids. Don't you have kids? Don't you want them to know where? You know, like just disappear is not." And he just got nothing to tell you. You know? Meanwhile, they just showed the whole thing. They showed the whole thing. But it was definitely not a huge action packed, you know, car chase and do all that stuff.
Yeah.
Few gunshots, few scenes, but definitely a nice critical thinking movie. You know, the mafia minds today with cameras and stuff like that, like, you know, surveillance, cell phones, and all that stuff. Couldn't be possible,
right?
Right. So we talked about that before, that the era of certain actions.
Yeah, some of those
exist.
things you couldn't do those movies
Indeed.
again, or couldn't recreate those again. Because, at least modern time, you know, you can't.
Yeah.
Because it just
doesn't work.
It just
That's why the remakes of certain movies they can't do them, because today's world doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Speaking of a good movie, the wife and I had a movie date Friday, and we went to see Queen and Slim.
Okay, did you like it?
Amazing.
Okay.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy. You know, this is Lena Waithe, the director, the writer, Lena Waithe. She's like a dyke.
No.
And
she's like I'm supposed to categorize her. Like, oh, wait a minute. Oh, dyke?
Yeah.
No, I don't know.
And directed by Melina Matsukas.
I don't know
Matsukas, something is the name. This Insecure. They do Insecure.
Oh, okay.
That's them.
Okay.
She's the writer for Insecure.
Okay.
And she's written a couple of other pieces which have been really dope. Dope original story.
Okay.
So it's like it's not been done before.
Okay.
You know, it gives you the notion that you've seen this kind of thing before, this Bonnie and Clyde-ish.
Right.
Everyone says that.
Right.
Everyone says Bonnie and Clyde.
That's the impression I get.
That is the
Bonnie
impression.
And okay.
And the concept of the cops and you know, cops and robbers, you know, that type of thing. And how it just grew, or it was so organic from the beginning of the movie. Everything grew. You grew with them.
Okay.
You grew with them. They, you know, great. I don't want to spoil it because it just came out.
Okay.
But man, it is a good film. Not an action-packed thriller.
Okay.
Not a big, you know, chase scene.
Chases
long,
and stuff like that.
Quiet. Right. It's a good film to take your lady to. It's a good, you know, take your girl, and you get into their heads a little bit and figure out how to fucking cope with shit.
Yeah.
On the fly, you know. What a man. And the soundtrack, Lauryn Hill's back, baby.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, my God. Guardian of the Gate. That's the name of the song.
Okay.
It closes the movie out. It's the end of the end of the movie. Song comes on. The soundtrack is fire. I mean that song alone.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Lauren. It's Lauren.
Oh, nice.
It's Payne Lauren.
Well, Lauren Hill has never been gone. She just needed to show up to some fucking appearances when she would do her thing. But it's good to see that she's on some new shit.
Fucking this record makes me cry.
Oh
yeah.
man.
Yeah, it's powerful, very painful. You know, it's bold, but it's like she's immortalized herself. Like she's just made, it just. I don't know. It's just a feeling I got. You know, I heard it. I was like, God damn, this is going to... Like, this record will... It's a big record. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if today's microwave world is ready for that. Like, it didn't seem like the fan... Everyone asked, oh, make me a Queen and Slim shirt. Make me a Queen and Slim... It was like a big phenomenon over the weekend, right? I got...
Make you a Queen and Slim shirt.
40-some orders.
Well, you kind of like can't do that.
Yeah. So I'm like, fuck, it's a fucking
copywritten
fictional character. It's a, you know... And then it's... They want the shirt because at the end of the movie they're wearing the shirt. The whole neighborhood is wearing these shirts of this one picture that they took from a kid that started a whole revolution. So everyone wants this fucking shirt, and I'm like, guys, chill out, man. You know, like take it easy here. Go buy it. I'm sure they sell it.
I'm sure they're selling.
Go buy it somewhere. They got to sell it. And if they're not, they should be. I'll tell you that.
Sure they are. I'm sure.
But this Daniel, you know, this is like the British invasion. This is Daniel Kaluuya, you know, the guy.
Yeah, that's we talked about this.
Yeah,
little fuckers. What you can't find
a bro in the hood
bro,
act like that.
You know,
and,
where's it supposed to take place?
New Orleans.
Okay.
New Orleans, and
don't tell me you can't find nobody in the South.
It starts New Orleans it starts in Ohio.
Okay.
Goes to New Orleans, and they're trying to get to. I'll tell you that they're trying to get to Cuba. They're trying to get to Cuba, get out of the country.
Okay.
You know? And apparently there's a guy that I know a guy. Did some time with this guy. He can get you. He got a plane. He can get you. And it's this quest to get to the plane or boat or whatever it is to get over the water. All in a split second. Like, are you prepared to make a split-second decision, change your entire life?
Right.
Everyone you have behind you, family, friends, you ready to leave? Drop it all.
Right.
Drop it all, and as De Niro said, do not get involved with unless you could leave at the drop of a dime. You know.
Do not get involved with a gangster unless you can leave at the drop of a dime. Is that what it is?
Yeah, don't get involved with something unless you could do it in the drop of a hat. And neither of the two had this. None of them had a go bag. Like they didn't have a plan. This was not in their lifestyle of we gonna do this shit and I'm ready to go. You know, like this happened and it was like, holy shit, let's go that way.
So it's not like an experienced mobster that has okay, where's the bag at with the cash and the
getaway plans and extra visas
another set of ID and a passport.
There you go.
And shit and
non-existent for these two. It did not happen that way. But shout out to director Melina Matsoukas, I don't want to mess the name up, and Lena White.
Okay.
They did a phenomenal job.
Nice.
Two African American ladies. There was a little bit too much of the bro code in this movie.
Bro code.
Yes. And what I mean by that was where the brother gets the pass from another brother. You know.
What does that mean?
Without spoiling it, I don't want to say too much.
Okay.
But there's scenes where there's like, you know, obviously they're on the run, they're criminals or whatever else, and so another cop comes. He happens to be black, and it's like, nah, my man, go ahead. You know, like.
Oh, okay.
I didn't like that. That was the only thing I will say I did not like, and I actually posted that on Fandango that I didn't like that scene. Oh, just one scene. Sorry to spoil it for you. And then when you see it, you go, it's not a big deal. But it was a big deal for me because it changed the complexion of the movie. It was like, it changed the writing perspective for me. I gave her a lot of credit for the writing, and then she took that and said, it was this.
Well, then that becomes
There were 2 points. There were 2 points in there that were racially modified the movie to me, and it did not need it. That's what I meant to say. I'm sorry.
See, that was gonna be my next. I was leaning towards that.
It did not need it.
Did you need to? Because a lot of times we inject it in there, and you don't necessarily need it. But I haven't seen the movie,
I
so
know,
I can't criticize.
And I wish it was a month later and we could talk about it because she did not need it at all. It was perfectly fine, and I think it's gonna go over most people's heads. But it would have told a bigger story if it didn't.
If you didn't have,
But very very good.
Nice,
I really very well curated movie. I really enjoyed it. It was good.
So these are two I plan on seeing anyway. So I'm gonna see The Irishman. I was gonna see Queen and Slim.
Good.
So yes. I also want to see Mr. Rogers.
Yeah. Did you ever see the real documentary of Mr.
I saw the
Rogers?
documentary. Yeah.
That's dope.
It
man.
is nice.
I fucking cried at that too.
Yeah.
Man, I'm a fucking wuss. Crying over everything. Lauryn Hill and Mr. Rogers makes me cry.
Crying over Lauryn Hill and Mr. Rogers. Put on both ends of the spectrum.
Bad. I mean, pretty fucking. This guy could hug it out. You know,
Yeah.
like hug it out of you. Like, come on, man, hug it out, man. And just being nice, just
Yeah.
Remember, did you ever hear these rumors that he was a Navy SEAL, that he was
Not a Navy SEAL.
He was a military guy.
No.
He had a bunch. You never heard this?
No.
Come on, man. This is a big Mr. Rogers urban myth.
That he was a Navy SEAL?
You've never heard this?
No.
That he had like 130 kills. He was... Yo, come on, man. I know you guys heard this one. I'm not the only guy. You could Google it, and there's tons of fucking fake articles written that people said, oh, yeah, he was this and that. He was a mercenary. Mm-hmm. He was, a soldier. He did all this.
Now, is any... Now,
no, it's not true at all.
I'm not saying it's true, but what I'm saying is like, was it like... Did it, like, bleed? Like, was there, like, an inch of truth that, like, bled out? Or was it just... to be antithetical to who he was?
Yeah.
Like, this is just a huge
clearly fake
guy.
news.
No, he's got bodies in the basement.
Clearly a fake news thing.
Okay.
And someone ran with that story.
It just kept going.
I mean, I guess a true urban myth. I mean, it was really like someone said it. Someone probably said, what if Mr. Rogers was this? And then they took
Tony said.
Right. And they said, I heard from Fred. Fred said that Mr. Rogers was a mercenary. And if you lift up, that's why they even said, that's why he never shows his left arm in the sweater.
That's why he never wears his short sleeves.
And it's like, wait, hold on. You go, wait a minute. I got to see this shit
He's
now.
got confirmed kills, man.
Dude, I was, when I saw the documentary, they mentioned it in the documentary. They mentioned it, saying no, none of this was true. This was all people mentioned this. They said it, and it was so far from the truth that.
Right.
And when they told him about it, they said, "Well, people are saying this about you," and he just hugged it out like, "Well, there's people that say things, and we'll just have to forgive them." With his hand puppet.
I think we were all ready. To find
for him to
out
be a pedophile or something.
That he was abusing kids and beating the shit out of his wife and
too nice,
raping hookers for crack money and shit like that. And we were just waiting for that because that was
too in the back room, like,
right? Because that was too perfect. You were like the perfect human being. It can't be right, And when that wasn't the truth, and when none of that,
like no,
it was
can't
like,
be squeaky clean.
So he's just a nice guy. That's it.
That's not enough anymore. Yeah. Where's the fun in that? Mr. Rogers, a nice guy. How dare this happen?
But the shit he did, like the stuff he did, he didn't do it. And I think to the point you made about Queen and Slim, that you didn't need to make certain statements.
Yeah.
He sort of did certain things to subtly show that it's fine. Like when he was in the pool with the black guy.
Yes.
Like, you know, when they both were cooling themselves off by putting their feet in the pool.
And it was like a racial divide. It was
right. It wasn't he did it to make that point, but he just did it to say that it was okay.
Took his shoes off. He was like, I'll get in the water with you.
Right. Sure.
Really? You will?
And things like that happen over the course of time. And I think we sort of don't realize how influential those things are. Yeah. I mean, it happens in sports a lot when it happens. I remember when you hear the story about Alabama football. Mm-hmm. And before the SEC became integrated, before they started letting black players in and stuff. And
I didn't know this.
Yeah, there was but other schools were doing it, like Southern California and stuff like that. Okay. And I forget, Alabama, I think they went to USC or USC came to Alabama. I can't remember what it was, but USC, they had black players. And they had this great fullback, and I can't remember his name. Ran over Alabama like a fucking truckster. Just blah, 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 blah. Yeah. But he scheduled the game to say that, hey, there are talented people out there that could be a part of this, but we have these stupid fucking rules that say we can't do that. Let's get rid of these dumb rules to do that. But he didn't rah for it. You know, he didn't say it in press conferences. He didn't say, hey, we need to integrate and stuff like that. No, he sort of like used the mechanisms that he had available to him to say, this is how I'm going to get this going. Yeah. And there were interviews with people who watch the game, and they said they would go to the coffee shop the next day, and you would hear them talking about the game, and they would say, well, Alabama needs to get one of them nigger boys, and stuff, and you forget that, like, when people have a certain mindset, to change that mindset, it's a slow moving needle.
It's not.
Nobody's gonna wake up the next day who's been like, don't want nothing to do with black people, and they're not gonna wake up the next day and say, hey, I can't wait to adopt some black kids. Yeah. That's just not gonna happen.
Yeah,
so it needs to be, well, maybe we need to get a couple of them colored boys over here.
Yeah.
Maybe they can help us. That type of shit.
I'm always intrigued by what they call, like, the fanfare or the movement, so to speak. Like, when it's something like that, what you said, like, what tips the scale? Is it when someone you respect is on board with it, or is it a celebrity? People use celebrities all the time now. They figure, oh, fuck it, LeBron James says don't smoke crack. Yeah. Well, your mother also told you that too.
Right.
You didn't believe her. You believe him. That kind of wave of making someone feel like memes, right? Mm-hmm. They show a picture of Martin Luther King or Malcolm. Mm-hmm. They'll show fucking Matthew McConaughey and say, I get up every morning and do this, and they type it, and he didn't say that. He didn't say that. Like, somehow this notion of putting a face behind a set of words makes people go, wow, that's great. It's giving me inspiration. I guess on both veins, I'm saying whatever floats your boat, whatever. Right. If it helps you, great. But imagine the deception of it. I was watching not Dr. Phil. It was there are a bunch of even Robin Roberts.
Okay.
You know her from ABC. Mm-hmm. Her Laura, not Styles. There's a couple of different celebrity,
like newscasters and stuff like that.
Yes.
Laurie Stokes.
Journalist. Not Laurie Stokes. She moved. Laurie Stokes moved to Channel 5, I think. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anyway, they all have this campaign to stop looking for things that have their pictures and faces on them, endorsing products and services and things. Like, people are making commercials. They'll show a picture of her, Oprah, and just as Oprah says, and this is a great product. No, not holding the product, not even Photoshop. They'll take a picture of Oprah standing in a room with a hand up like this, saying, Trident gum is the best. Okay. There's this whole new campaign. Even Michael Strahan, he said that people superimpose his picture on stuff, and they can't believe the people that buy the shit. Like, they call them, they go to Michael Strahan's page and saying, I want my money back. I never got my sweater. I never got. And he's like, I don't sell sweaters. Like,
right.
And they're like,
okay, I see what you're saying now. Okay.
Where'd you do? And they say, well, I got an ad. Your face came up. And the person relaxes their guard when they see a familiar face, right? Mm-hmm. They see the familiar person. They go, oh, this sounds interesting. And the clickbait, as they call it. You start clicking and you go, oh. And it gets more interesting. And then now it's give me a credit card, etc.
Right, okay.
So, and all in your head, Michael Strahan took my credit card. You know.
Wow. Well, we're in a sense, we're
gullible.
We're gullible. We are ruled by celebrity to an extent.
Yeah.
Like you said, Michael Strahan says don't do this.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay. But your mom told you the same shit.
Right.
And you didn't. That's how you became an alcoholic. Yeah. Because she said, well, she said don't do it, so I'm gonna fucking drink everything. No, I don't know. I think
celebrity.
We're subject to celebrity. We sort of want. I don't know. We want to be on the fucking. Like, we want to be down.
Yeah.
We want to be. Yeah. We want to be part of it. Yeah. Oh, is this what everybody's doing? I want to be part of that too. Like, the loneliest thing to do is do your own thing.
Yeah, it's true.
Because it means that you're doing it yourself. You're kind of figuring the shit out by yourself. You're probably gonna get more ridicule for it than support for it. What the fuck are you
until you catch the wave. Until you catch the wave, where people.
What are you doing? You trying to? You
making shoes?
Yeah.
You
Get
came
the
up with
fuck
your
out
own
of there,
shoe.
man.
You
Just
can't
get
come
your-
up with your own
get
shoe.
your job.
Yeah.
Just you know.
No, I agree. I agree wholeheartedly. There's
it's
so
like
many
to
people.
be a part of to be a part of something is I think what is what drives it, because it's hard to do shit on
It's
your
hard to do shit on your own
Yeah.
and have your own lane. A trendsetter. That's what they call it. You know,
Yeah.
being a trendsetter. You start a trend and then.
But when you're a trendsetter, you don't know you're starting a trend.
Correct.
You know?
You never set out to start a
Right,
trend.
right.
Ooh, I'm gonna make people wear blue today.
Right.
You know?
But like you don't know what's happening. Like something hits at the right time. Like when another book I read. By the way, I'm almost as you know, at the beginning of the year, I said
You're gonna read.
I was going to read
30
50 books.
50.
I was
Okay.
gonna read
50.
50.
Wow. Okay.
Not going to make 50.
Not gonna make 50.
But by the end of this month, I should be at 34.
Wow, that's still impressive.
So 30. So I'm 34 in. So
I've not read 10 books in my life.
Oh, you should read more because you got weird ideas.
No, I'm knuckle-lips. I start reading and
You can do it audio.
that I've listened to
Do
a
it
couple
audio
audio
books.
books.
You can do it. You can actually do it with a library card.
Yeah.
If you have a library
do
card,
have an
especially
active library card.
especially if in Nassau County, there's something called Digital Doorway.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you
I
can
have
just you download it, you add your library card, and then you can just search through the thing. And if you like a book you like, you take it out.
Nice.
You have it for like 10 days or whatever, and then you can listen to it.
And it goes away. It disappears. It'll just disappear.
It'll just disappear. It'll say, hey, you had to return, or you can return it early and stuff.
Yeah, but
like
it's on
that.
an app. It's just an
Yeah,
app.
it's just an app, and it's on your phone.
There's
You
no
stick it on your
physical
phone, you listen to it.
paper.
Yeah.
You just
Yeah.
listen to it. Wow.
Yeah.
Everything's on an app, guys.
But the point I was trying to make is that this Malcolm Gladwell book I was reading
Yeah.
called Tipping Point, he said that like you don't know when trends are happening, and he made the thing about Hush Puppy shoes. You know, Hush Puppies was like a dead company, you know, but they were so cheap that all of a sudden these hipsters started wearing Hush Puppy shoes because they were cheap all the time.
Yeah.
And then these corporate people all of a sudden saw all these hip kids wearing Hush Puppies, saying, holy shit, they're wearing these fucking things. I want to do that too.
Right.
And all of a sudden Hush Puppies became like the popular thing to wear now.
Jeez. Hush
You know,
Puppies,
but you
Buster
can't
Browns.
count on that. You can't quantify
You can't bank
that.
it. Yeah, you can't bank it. You can't plan it.
You know, it's a wave that starts, and then you go, and then you have to ride it. And
I
then
get
by
it.
the time you can quantify it, it's probably dead. It's a dead thing.
Wow. Yeah, that is true, man. I mean, you know, as Ernie said to us on episode 14, he said, by the time the taxi cab drivers are talking about it, it's over.
It's over. It's done.
already on its way out.
It's done. Yeah.
It's not. It's can't sustain its own. Now it's morphed and turned into something else. So speaking of morphing and
morphing. Shapeshifters.
shapeshifters, the Knicks have shapeshifted themselves out of a coach.
The Knicks are just
A disaster.
a disaster. And it's kind of, you can't blame
It's
Fizdale.
not
It's not
Fizdale's
his fault.
No.
You know, it's not his fault. At the same time, there's no reason to say he got shortchanged or anything like that.
No.
You know, but it's not. It's just part of the thing, and a whole lot of shit has to happen for that.
Well, you know, one of the
I like those wanted posters you put up
Oh,
for Steve Mills.
Steve Mills and fucking what's his name?
That's-
Scott Perry.
That's
These guys
wanted
are-
for
Fucking Ford fraud, stealing popcorn money, stealing hot dog, overpriced hot, and fraudulent. No, because they you know, they robbed these people, man. They robbed the fans of New York, and I don't know why. Like, I don't know what their reason for, you know, if they're following the egotistical maniac of the Dolan, you know, of Mr. Dolan and his culture. I really strongly believe, and this is only just a belief from a bystander fan. I wouldn't even call myself a super fan because I don't buy tickets. You know, I'm a season ticket holder. That season ticket holder would have way more weight than I would in a fan war, you know.
Right.
But to not have a culture, and again, I don't know that it is or it isn't. It just seems like it. You don't see it advertised that way.
Well, it's erased.
Yeah.
The culture's gone.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you're an owner, if I own the team, I'm just speaking out loud and being a nigger at some point. You know, just being, fuck it. You know, sky's the limit. We got all this money. We got a team. I want to hear the stories of, hey, we had a fucked up season. I'm taking the guys to fucking Mallorca somewhere. We're going to go clear our heads. with the team. I'm with them. I'm the owner. I got my whole staff with me. We're going to go on the other side of the planet and go on a pilgrimage and learn each other and smoke peyote and fucking come back and figure it out. Or you want to hear some philanthropic stuff that's happening in the background. You don't hear of the other players and their lives and how they've adjusted, because no one feels like they're part of it. Like, it's like New York. This is the big city. This is Amari Stoudemire said it, like when he traded from Phoenix, they sold him on the idea that, you're New York, you're going to get all these movie appearances, you're going to have agents up your ass, you're going to be such a part of the New York fabric and all this stuff. And none of that happened. And then they took him house shopping, and they was like, $30 million for the crib. And he was like, where's the rest of it? Just a brownstone, uptown, up in Harlem, up around in that area, nice up and coming gentrified, $12, $14 million house with 3. He was like, I gotta take stairs and it's up this way, everything is on. And it was nice, but it was no fucking. He showed his house in Phoenix. He had a horse. This fucking guy, he had a horse and fucking basketball courts, and for half that, for like $4 million. I'm like, so there's not a big draw like even with the Nets. I heard you guys any of these buildings, you guys will have the whole building. It's like 10 NBA players live in like one of the same buildings all together. It's owned by the
owners.
Yeah, same owners. Oh yeah, you guys move in here. So they basically just sign their check right back to them. But they're like, look, it's a lifestyle hotel. It's got a rooftop. It's got bars. It's private. It's high end. You get to stare at Manhattan, and you're around other NBA players. So it's like, it's not like people peeking in. Who's staying here? It's a lifestyle, but it's hard to sell New York, man. It's hard to sell this high price market. So I'm sure LA is the same way.
I don't think it is.
Really?
I think the hard sell is losing. I think if you're winning, that sell becomes easier.
Agreed. Yes.
I think if you are, or if you even have an in-placed culture to which you are either adding to or contributing to or building upon, that becomes an easier sell. When you are what the Knicks are now, they are about as blank slate as you can. And it has to start with the willingness to almost destroy anything. The Knicks haven't done anything, and to their, I don't want to make it seem like I'm apologizing for them. To their credit, they haven't done anything utterly fucking stupid. Which means, like, take a mid-level guy, give him a max contract, and now you're committed to this dude for 8 years for max money, when the best you're gonna get out of him is like 14 points and 6 boards a game. So they haven't. They haven't.
We're still paying Luke Longley. We're still.
No,
paying...
I understand, but I'm saying they haven't done that recently.
Oh. Yeah, but
they haven't done
the
that
sins
recently.
of the father carry over. But Isaiah fucked us too.
But they can't do anything about that now.
Yeah, true.
You can't do anything about that now.
True. I get it. That part I understand.
So now the architect needs to take that and turn that into developing something. Yeah. So where you have somebody who 2 years from now has built up a culture to which will bring other people in. Yeah. And all of a sudden, that $15 million condo is not bad, because you know what? We're going to be competing for some shit. Yeah. So it everything plays in together. The Knicks haven't, it's square one. Blow the whole thing up. I mean, you're in the process of blowing the whole fucking thing up. Start with your whole GM and stuff like that. Yeah. And get yourself an architect and leave him alone. We kind of had that before when we had Donnie Walsh a long time ago. Yeah. But we kind of got in his way. Yep. And then we fell in love with Isaiah again. For whatever. That's another dude that should.
He had pictures, man. He had some.
He's got pictures. Them with goats and shit.
Yeah, on that retreat. That's why I haven't been back to Mallorca since.
There you go. Like, but hey, look.
I would have loved. Like, I really liked Melo in that sense. In this era, I liked him as a person. To champion that as a leader of that. Yep. And I think now he's smarter, having gone around the block and letting his ego get out of the way, go out and play some ball, show these people you can play, and now they can come kiss the ring, and he might make it to the All-Star game this year. He's signed as a full contract. Right? He's coming off the bench. He's doing phenomenal. He's scoring. But they're losing. You know, they're not winning the games they should be winning. You know?
Well, we've always, I mean, as little as I know about basketball, one of the things that we've always said was that for the last few years, the best thing for Melo is to come off the bench, which he wouldn't want to do.
Yeah.
Like he is, you know,
got to be a starter.
He can't give you 35 minutes. He is a matchup nightmare for 26 minutes. Though.
True. But this new game, this running the ball, this frantic
the jack up leads,
the jack up threes, but run. You know, it's not made for a guy like Melo, who's an ISO guy, who's a back to the basket, and then does his work in the, you know, maybe in between to slow up the game and everybody can get rest. Yes, but you got to know when to put that in and out. And I don't know if many coaches can do that. Some coaches get caught. When I coached, I fucked up because I watched the game more than I was coaching. I wasn't coaching, I was watching. And I fucked up. And I always said, I'm not a coach. I'm a parent that's just filling in for the coach because this guy didn't show up one day.
Yeah.
You know, took an extra long cigarette break.
Coaching is one of those things where, like, you got to look. You know, if you're coaching in basketball, I've never coached basketball, but it's one of those things.
Well, you coach football, it's the same thing.
Well, you gotta look ahead.
Yeah.
You gotta see what you're seeing and how does this translate 5 or 6 possessions down the road.
Chess.
And how this is gonna impact me and stuff like that.
I couldn't do that. I couldn't do that. I had anxiety. I was eating Tums and fucking panicking and shit. He's got 5 fouls, coach. Put him in. Put him back in. Fighting with my son. He was like, wait, we just come in and jack up a bunch of threes. Yes. You have a fucking green light to shoot. And one of the most difficult things was to coach my own kid.
Yeah. And
have sparring playing time and making, you know, which he hated it only because it was like, well, you're a coach's kid. Of course you're playing. Yeah. What about the other kid that's not playing? And I always took him off first. I took him out of the game first.
Yeah, because you're trying to prove something.
I'm trying to prove, and I hated it. He was the better player in most cases when he was or wasn't. And sometimes he was just off. He was just off, and he had a stinky attitude. And I was like, dude, sit down, think about it. Your job is to fucking shoot. Stop looking at the rim. Yeah. It ain't moved yet. You know what I'm saying?
It's hard to do.
Yeah, it's very difficult
to do.
It's hard to
do. When I was coaching, one of the things that we would do is we would tell dudes who wanted to coach, say, oh, it's great, thank you for wanting to volunteer.
Yep.
But you can't coach on the same team that your kid's playing.
Yeah. Really? You know? You had that rule.
Yeah. You can't coach in the same.
Very difficult to do.
It's hard to do.
It is very difficult
because you're not objective.
Yeah.
You can't be objective.
Yeah.
He would have this. He would have. Okay. No. Yeah. And you're also putting yourself in there too.
100%.
It's
100%.
I would have just. Okay. Well, that's not you. That's not what's called for.
And it's tough to just even correct and chastise, you know, and then you got to take it home with you, and it's like not easy to do.
No, not at all.
But shout out for those who do put their lives in front of other people in volunteering and giving up their time, especially when it comes to youth sports. Nobody gets paid for this. It is pure out of dedication. And so for you sideline coaches, dads, and team moms, and all these people that are, you know, yelling and screaming and you know, looking at it from the selfish standpoint, you have to take yourself out of it and put
a whistle. Get a whistle.
Yeah. Well, no, try it. Like go volunteer. Like sign up for an organization that you could put your. And if you're that certain and strong about it, then put the time in. You will find that you will bail out as Saturday I got to get up and go open the gym and do.
And you will lend yourself to the same criticism that you've been levying on others.
I did 15 years, and I call it hard labor of coaching. 15 freaking years. I served as the director of basketball operations for this program, and wonderful opportunity.
Yeah,
I was clearly not ready. You know, I wasn't. I grew with them along the way, but I took it from a business and management side of it. Like, hey, well, I just teach kids how to be gentlemen and stuff. The basketball, you know, I'm coaching 12-year-olds. You guys don't know by now. You fucking fucked. You fucked. You don't know how to make a layup. I'm not here to teach you how to dribble. That's what the pee-wee shit is for. That's what the, you know. Put your hand behind your back and doing little drills and stuff. And I get these parents, how come my son doesn't play? He can't walk. And chew gum at the same time. Yeah. But you know, it's sad. But sad sorry for the Knicks. You know what? You know what I'm really sorry for? they have. I don't know the other people. They're the best fans. They're not
Oh.
fair weather. The Knicks fans are with you
They're
all
committed
the
fans,
way.
yeah.
Committed.
Yeah.
They come to the games. They pack the studio. They wear the garb.
Yeah.
They show out every time, and all we ask is to win half the game, 50-50. You know what I'm saying? Just give us 50%.
I did not realize that they have only won 4 games. 4.
Unacceptable.
What, 4 in like 17 or something like that, or something
Unacceptable,
at this point?
Unacceptable.
Oh my God.
Unacceptable.
4, they didn't even win yesterday's game.
Which they
The game
could have won.
You know,
With
it's
the new coach.
usually the game.
It's
Yeah,
that rah-rah, it's the out
usually
the
with
gate.
like stuff like shit gets stirred up and whatnot. Usually, like you come out with a little bit more energy and a little bit more focus.
The cage
and
is rattled.
You got the guy. You know, apparently the new guy he's bringing some new energy to you and
Well,
whatnot.
he's the G League coach. You know, he
And-
came from the G League.
The G League or D League?
G.
G as in Gatorade.
Gatorade, yeah.
Okay.
Which didn't make sense to me.
Yeah. But usually that's the game you win. Usually
Yeah.
that's the game that you win and show out. And I guess that you
They
know,
could have pulled it out. They just fucking Julius Randle missed the fucking free throw at the end.
Julius Randle.
He's a fucking $60 million fucking brownie. Just mush. But yeah, so sorry for those guys. In sadder news, the hip hop community has lost Juice WRLD.
I have no idea who that is.
Young boy, only 21 years old.
Ooh.
Made some, this is the mumble age of the,
Okay.
with the, those the auto-tune stuff. and
Okay.
These guys cry about taking pills all the time, and like him, Extentacion, and these guys, they're fallen legends early. They're getting their guys early. But he died of a seizure in Chicago airport.
Oh.
Yeah. Died of a seizure.
Ooh.
So rest in peace, Juice WRLD. He remade like a Nas type of song or something. He remade over, and I don't know.
Did he
Not
get
a
a
not a
Nas
fan.
song? Okay.
Not a fan. I mean,
I don't even know who that is.
I've heard he's play heavily rotation. He plays a lot of song on radio.
Okay.
But
You listen to radio?
I do in the car.
Yeah?
Yeah, I do. To and from. Like when I'm driving.
Yeah.
I will listen to the radio. I have my hard drive, or my thumb drive,
Right.
and I have my set playlists and stuff like that. Did have a chance to
Juice WRLD.
Styles P album Presence,
Okay.
awesome,
Okay.
hot. Dave East has a new one. These are all the new guys. Well, Styles P
Styles P's been
older.
around.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
been around from Locks. He's got a new one. Fab Summertime Shootout 3 mixtape. I mean, Fabulous is 40, and still competes with the young guys. He's the bridge guy. He has songs from.
Is it Fabulous or Fabulous?
Fabulous?
Fabulous.
FABOLOUS. My man, Little Sporty. But yeah, he seems to amaze me every time because he stays relevant and he stays young, and he's 6 years younger than me. You know what I
Okay.
mean? And I find him very sustainable.
Okay.
He's a sustainable rapper, and to be called great, he can go in that category because you can go in his catalog. And he said something. He was like, they had it on, I think, Hot 97 or one of the shows, and they were like, "Wait a minute, you guys are like in the how do you call them? The pussy getters, crying, the crooners, like singing songs to women and say, "Where would I be without you?" So you had to put Ja Rule in there,
Okay.
like that's a Ja Rule song, but he had it, like he had a lot of those records, you know what I'm saying? But he's still putting them out, man. Still putting them out, still doing very well, and charts, making money. He's one of those quiet farts, you know what I'm saying? He's
Quiet
just
fart.
yeah, he's just like dropped another one.
As long as it's making the money.
Yeah. I'm just super impressed, and but that's it. So yeah, we unfortunately lost Juice WRLD. Local hero, legend, bully, our friend Darren Lee. You remember Darren Lee?
I think I do.
Darren Lee passed away as well too, man. What a guy. He was even in a wheelchair. He's been in a wheelchair about 20 some odd years, maybe longer. Got shot in the back and paralyzed him. And moved down south, but notorious Farmers Boulevard, original Farmers Boulevard crew, Darren Lee, rest in peace, brother. Sad news, I just had complications of heart or something like that. it's always tough. We're losing a lot of people quick.
Yeah.
In our age, I mean, guys are under 50. 50 and
That's young. That's
young.
Incredibly young.
Yeah. He may have been a little older than us. No, actually, to be honest with you, he was only 1 year older than me because I remember when I came into Van Buren, he was senior.
Late 40s, so 50.
Yeah,
before not even 50 though.
Not even 50.
Oh, man.
If I came, and
It's a baby.
Sharon Lee's his twin sister.
It's a baby.
Yeah. Incredible athlete he was. So oddly enough, I mean, ironically of him being in a wheelchair, this motherfucker could backflip, the somersault.
Okay.
Him and his sister, an entire block.
Wow.
Like 20, 30 to back to. I don't listen. I'm saying this because I'm just now remembering it at the moment. But I don't see kids fucking somersaulting now or in the street and playing. We used to do that shit. I mean, the cartwheel was, hey, you get over, you go sideways and try to do it. But a fucking two-handed summy, this fucker was no joke. He was badass with that. And his sister could do it too. And I asked her one day in the park, I was like, you could still flip? She was like, hell yeah. Whoa. Man, Hood Olympics. We should have did that years ago, back in PS 118. So shout out to the Lee family, man. We wish you're in our hearts and prayers. All of our farmers, Boulevardians, rest in peace. And other than that, man, what else you got?
I ain't got nothing.
What? How could you have nothing?
I ain't got
Everyone
nothing.
has something.
Yeah. Just regular shit.
Yeah, regular shit. I wrote some notes down because I wanted to make sure I didn't stray off from some of the things I wanted to say, and then I go, damn it, I forgot to say that.
You never get them
but
all
I think
in.
I covered
enough of them.
Well, I covered the bullet points, as they so to speak.
Juice WRLD, Irishman.
Yeah, Juice WRLD, Irishman, Queen and Slim, Nick
Sucks.
I wanted to talk about Jeff Brown.
Who's Jeff Brown?
So Jeff Brown is he's a quantum physicist.
Okay.
A journalist in quantum physics. He talks about this what they call it, computer supremacy, that happened, that a phenomenon had happened in the tech world.
Okay.
Quantum supremacy. So quantum supremacy is this IBM computer called the Summit that has been built.
Okay.
It started with IBM, then other companies jumped in, and it's been this super mega computer they've been creating for years.
Okay.
It finally reached what they call quantum supremacy, which is I wrote it down, 200 petaflops per second of data processing.
Wow, that sounds like a lot. I have no idea what that is.
It is okay. So they equate it to 1 petaflop. Mm-hmm. Now, you work tech. You work in your. So you have a server room, right?
Right.
A petaflop is the equivalent to a football field of servers.
Oh wow. Okay.
Right. So daisy chain together, a lot of information, a lot of processing. It can do 200 of those in 1 second.
Wow.
So it can search every server from here to Minnesota and back, and give you the answer and calculate it and give you a process and take a algorithm. This has changed the game, because if you remember anything from Elon Musk and all of the guys, what do they always say in their comments? They say, we don't have a problem with technology, we have a bandwidth problem, we have a processing problem. We can't process. You need 600 computers to do a robot.
Okay.
To get, you know what I'm saying? To have the physics, we can do the technology. We can't do the computer.
Right.
So you can't get this super computer in a small enough form.
I got you.
Where it's manageable, where it's in a phone. The iPhone is about as close as they're getting to, having this much capacity and processing where you type it in and it works. You don't sit and wait and buffer, wait for the answer. So, the reason I wanted to bring this guy up is that this guy talks about the 5G networking that's coming in this, which is making the interweb just stronger. He calls it that this netting of webbing is just putting all this together so that it having all this information is no good if you don't have the network to travel it.
Right.
So you got to be able to. So once this full 5G net over the world is casted, then everything that we've been asking for is super possible with this. The only reason why you can't have flying cars is because you can't navigate. You know what I'm saying? Like when I fly my drone, I'm limited to other aircraft in the air. I'm limited to objects, and you don't have a flight pattern. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So there's no police. Put it this way: there's no police in the sky telling me, "Oh, you're set for your course," like a plane does.
Right.
You set it in. I'm going from here. I start at 9:55 and I end here. That's the path. It's registered around all planes around the world. You don't care what country you are, whatever else. Somebody knows that that's the path that I'm going, and don't cross my line.
Gotcha.
At this integer, or we're gonna crash. So he talks of this being possible now with all this information and data being culminated into this supercomputer. The problem is the fucking computer is taking its life of its own. It's starting to do the AI. It's correcting and auto-correcting and saying, we've always said this, the age of Ultron,
Yeah, the issue for me has always been like, how much automation do we want? How much autonomy do we want?
Right.
I mean, when they I can't remember what was it at Google, or when they noticed that these
they were making their own codes.
Programs were starting to talk to each other.
Yeah.
We're sending information back and forth to each other, and they shut the shit off.
Dangerous.
So so it's what's I think we have to ask ourselves
what are we looking for?
What is possible? That's one question.
Yeah.
What is manageable is the other question.
Yeah, true.
And do you look, you can, what you can do, what you are physically capable of doing is different from what you are able to manage, and what you're able to do it for your own. There's some beautiful things that's possible, but then, like you said, if this thing can do shit on its own,
then I don't need you.
It's right. That's the next.
It defeats
that's
the purpose.
The next thing. The next thing is like, okay, well, I can exist on my own.
Yeah.
What do I need you for? That's why we get upset at our kids. We get upset at our kids because you don't need me for anything.
Right.
Why do you keep asking me for food?
Right.
You have all this shit done for yourself, and that's essentially what's happening. That's what's happening with this is happening.
Well,
we're starting to learn that these things don't need us.
Yeah, this is true. I mean, we started the conversation talking about Buck Rogers in the 2020, and there's things like smart fabrics and digital fabrics and stuff where it's like you can get a suit, this technologically speaking suit that changes every day for you. So you can wear, it can be blue, red, green. It can be a red suit today. You can be, I want to put on purple. Let me, your suit changes, and you wear this one suit,
Mr. Tuxedo.
Yeah, you wear this monolithic suit that just changes to me. I think I want it to be a bow tie. And bing, and it's all digital. And at some point we have to ask ourselves, do we? I guess we don't. We there's no we in it. There's no one asking the what do we want. I think as ingenuity, people just keep creating things, and you like it or you love it, or you can afford it or you can't. But there was a time where no one could afford a cell phone.
Right.
It was a time when no one could have flat screen TV.
It's a lot happening, and it's a lot happening really fast. And we're not even we can't even process ourselves around our phone.
Yeah.
I can't figure out how you make that little emoji with the thumbs up thing. I can't figure that shit out. I can't figure out how you do that.
I can't figure out how they fucking got the guy to look like me.
So exactly, it looks just like it. I showed my wife, and she's like, "Oh my god, that's like looks just like him." I can't figure out how to do that. So
I did one where I put both of us together. I made the face that he made, and I was like, "Hey, this is kind of creepy here."
And so I can't even figure that shit out. So then, lo and behold, I'm supposed to figure out how this thing's gonna give me another suit, or change my suit.
It's so funny you say that, because my son said to me one day, "How'd you do that, Dad?" It's like this. It's like, whoa. He's like, "Dad, how'd you do that?" And I'm like, "Whoa, I got you on something. You're fucking 20 years younger than me. You should know all this shit."
Man. This is it's new. We're in a sense becoming like in the year 2200. I'm kind of curious as to what that person's going, like what that average person is going to be, because they will have now had this stuff available to them for X amount of time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This
2200. Wow,
this is new to us.
Yeah,
this
this
is
is new.
relatively new to us.
Yeah, it's beta. It's super beta.
We're still figuring this shit out, and our brains are going. And we're still, some people are still locking themselves up in rooms and not talking to people. Some people are like totally rejecting it. There's a couple guys I work with who don't have anything. They don't have, they don't
No
do
socials.
Instagram,
Yeah,
no
yeah,
socials, so they're totally like off the grid
Yeah.
for stuff like that. So at some point, all that has to get mitigated, and we're gonna come out with a new person that has the capability of doing X, Y, Z.
Wow.
You know.
I think he'll just be mute. I think the future is mute.
Well, we're learning shit.
Mutants.
I mean, we're learning the cost that it takes on personal relationships.
Yeah.
That if you dive too far into this, you can all of a sudden forget how to deal with people.
Yeah.
But
true.
if you don't dive enough, you're gonna get left behind because if you can't navigate, if you can't navigate your phone.
Yeah.
You can use your calendar to schedule meetings and even take a meeting and
Yeah.
stuff like that. You can actually get work done on your stuff. So
this is true.
that'll leave you behind.
This is
but
very
at the
true.
same time, you could be one of those dudes who just sits in his room and looks at porn all day and thinks that every woman should be doing that thing.
Is that the leg or is that the? How'd you get her arm there? I know one thing that is very damaging to us is I didn't think of it so much until I saw again another documentary. But single-use plastic is destroying the fucking country.
Okay.
It's getting there, man. It's getting there.
I don't know about destroying the country.
Well,
but okay.
I'll tell you why. The only reason I say this is because China is importing all our garbage, okay? And they're serving it right back to us. I saw 50% of the rice that comes here is plastic. It's chips of plastic. They string it out and they chop it into plastic.
Oh,
and
really?
mix it with half our rice. Like when you buy these rices from Carolina Rice or whatever else, you're supposed to be able to put it into a pan, a hot pan, a non-stick pan, and let it sit there. If it turns clear, rice should burn.
Right.
If it turns clear, it's plastic. And they said it's FDA approved. It's enough. It's not enough to kill you, but it's okay. What? That's not okay. Lettuce. I don't know if you've seen this shit. I mean, the cabbage and lettuce and they're making shit in a lab, and the guy's smoking. Oh, lettuce. And I'm like, what the fuck was that? He put it in a vat of some shit and put it in color, and he just made lettuce. Rolled it up and made it like a flower and pulled it open. Fresh fucking lettuce. So I don't say destroying the world. I'm saying that all the stuff that it goes somewhere and doesn't go away.
Right.
And when you watch these shores of, we're gonna run out of shores and places to dump this shit. We're dumping it in Nairobi. Fuck those guys. Dump this shit over there. And now in Germany's got a big problem now with their nuclear reactors. They are denuclearizing. And these, you ever heard of these rods, like nuclear rods, these hot rods that take 100 years to cool off, something like that?
Okay.
I don't know the technical term of it, but I can't imagine something that takes that long to cool off that you can't throw water on and just cool the fuck off. But they said these things are so hot, they're gonna bury them somewhere. They just haven't figured out where, right? And how to leave messages for the future settlers who say, "Hey, don't
fuck with this."
Yeah, it's buried down 33,000 feet below. You might want to think about before you plant and have families here. They're saying, how do they tell this message?
How do they figure that out?
How do they put that here? And this guy says, that's what fucking hieroglyphics were. They were telling you the same thing. We buried some shit here a long time ago. Don't fuck with it.
Right.
Leave it alone. Stop digging down there or it's going to spray in your face.
That's what memes are. Aren't that? I'm serious. Aren't that what memes are? Aren't memes like if
capsule?
If you want to talk about the evolution of communication, aren't that what memes are? Aren't
I
memes,
never thought of it that way.
Aren't memes a form of hieroglyphics?
Yeah, but I think you should be an authority to make it like.
Well, but
memes
we think
kids.
We think that
memes.
hieroglyphics were they weren't the geniuses of the
This is true.
thing. They were just everybody. I mean, as far as we know, hieroglyphics could have been bullshit.
Yeah.
It could have been the dude that had to work down there and was really pissed off about working down here.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna make some shit.
Yeah.
About what the fuck's going on down here. You know, a meme could be relatively the same thing. It's a statement on a circumstance.
But it's not physical. It's in the air. It's in.
Well, but that's the world we're living in. We're living in a digital world.
Yeah, but where do you find it? Where did someone later find it? On a server? I don't know. Maybe a pedophile, 200 petaflop server. Searches all these, servers and plugs up to the device. And
but you can say that they are indicators.
Yeah.
To a particular condition.
Yeah.
Now, whether it's done with sarcasm, whether it's done with sense of reality, that's kind of like for the future generation to figure out.
Yeah. But I can imagine. I mean, just because of the data and the encryption rate and conversion, an Android guy can't watch a movie from an iPhone guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're still at that point. We can't convert certain things. So imagine some fucker comes down, guys, from space 2,000 years later, and it's like, we didn't bring a fucking HDMI cord. Joe,
did you leave the fuck? God damn it!
Fucking Joe.
Now
you were supposed to bring.
We were traveling
RCA,
for 37,000 years to get here.
You were supposed to bring all the cables, speaker wire, HDMI, all the cables. You fucking left HDMI cord
What is wrong with you? And you look at it and you figured out he's found porn. That's why you can't.
He's busy doing porn. And he broke the fucking remote, Joe. You fucked up. Wow. My, how we have come. 2020's on its way, folks. I think we're going to get the hell out of here.
We can do that.
Before these cooling rods, heating rods heat up.
The ones that are under the basement.
All right, party people. Two Bros Podcast, episode 85.
Done.
We'll see you fuckers later.
Peace.
Hey, that's what they said.